Okay, this video will be on the half black pastels and probably also the Santa Claus Guppies, the progress on them. What I did here was I set up some breeders of the nicer looking male of the half black pastels, which was this one. Real nice fin shape, body size, color, everything. There was quite a bit of like a yellow in the tail for a while, but once the tail grew some more, that really dispersed throughout the whole tail, so it didn't look so bad. And I'm trying to film on parts where the glass isn't cloudy. The glass is clean, it's just it's got some, probably from minerals, it's got some cloudiness to it. When I redid the tank, I should have remembered to turn this one around because the other side wasn't like that. So anyhow, what I did was I picked the nicest looking, the largest male, because he's still pretty vibrant and moving around a lot and really goes after the females. And I put in a couple of the older females that had no additional color in the tail. No spots, no yellowish, smoky color, anything. Just in case the color was changed by the genes of the female. I put in a younger male, which is this one, that didn't seem to have any problems except a little bit of a nick at the edge of the tail. So I'll just monitor him for any other colors coming in, and also pick that one. So just to see how they progress. I also picked a young female so that she can end up being impregnated by these males. So that's kind of the goal with this line, is to get it to where they all look like this. It will take some time because the other male, which I'll show in a little bit, had quite a bit of like a smoky color and like a little bit of a, I guess like an orangish yellow tint. So, see if I can keep filming him where the glass is clear. So, beautiful fish. I got these from swapping some fish with a friend of mine named Dan. And he sent me 9 young half black pastels, and they grew out to be some beautiful looking fish. So I did set up a couple of the female half black pastels with that Shubo full green male. See what I get out of that. And I have some other ideas for some crosses with this line. And I'll start selling some soon. They're not going to be this male, obviously, it's the breeder. But I'll sell some younger ones, and I unfortunately can't guarantee that they won't grow out to have some additional color in them. But as I've said in some comments before, I can't ship fish yet until the post office either improves with their shipping, because they're taking 3 days to get priority mail packages delivered, and I have 60-hour heat packs, so that combination does not work well. So we'll have to see how that changes. They'll get that straightened out, and they'll be back to 2 days pretty soon, I'm sure. So anyway, that's these guys, and I'll move on to the other ones. Okay, these are the ones I kept in reserve. I'm going to grow some of these out to sell, and also keep some other males as a backup in case the other males I put in that breeder tank develop some additional colors. So far these all look really good. I've only had to cull one male so far. He had a split dorsal that looked like it just wasn't going to grow right. So I lost the paper that said how old these were, so I'm going to guess they're about 3 months old. I don't know I think it fell into another tank actually. So that didn't help. The big plant in there is actually a thin leaf water sprite, and there is a real young batch of fry in there that I don't have a place to put yet. So these are cool looking fish. I really like them. Very happy with them. And I don't really see any yet that have additional colors, but that did take a while to develop. I think that was around the 5 or 6 month mark. So I'll go on to something else and be right back. So this was the other male that I took out, and I set him up in another small tank. So you can see there's some additional color, which actually looks pretty cool because it's uniform. In the tail, it's like a smoky color, and there's also like an orangish yellow. And I guess he's resting in the plant. He must have had a tough day. But I really just want half black pastels or whites, and I really don't want to deal with additional colors in there. So hopefully she'll turn to the side and you can see this was one of the Santa Claus females, and she was one of the ones I got. Absolutely gorgeous female, but she had a lot of black spotting, which actually matches the black spotting in this male's tail. Except his isn't spots yet, so why did I say that? It's more like a, I don't know, what it's like, a mosaic pattern maybe? I have no idea. But anyway, I thought that would be a good pairing, and I'll explain why I took this female out in a little bit. And I'll actually show you why. And one other question though, what do you call an empty jar of Cheese Whiz? Cheese Whiz. Yeah, that's really not good. It's actually a bad joke. But anyway, beautiful fish. So this is why I took her out of that other tank. These are some young Santa Claus Guppies. And I culled these for various reasons, but the main reason is I started to get spots in the male's tail. Also, where the heck did he go? Alright, buddy, there he is. A little bit of a dash and a couple of other colors on the front part of the body. So I am assuming, since there wasn't too many of these, that it was a drop from this female, because she has the spots in the tail and a pattern which I really don't like. I don't know if I'll have a tank available to raise these all the way up, because I do have some new fish coming the end of next week. The bad thing for me is I've taken down about 15 tanks, set them back up. I did clean them. Some of them I had to Clorox and rinse out, dry them out, and then set them back up. I was trying to just clear out 4 tanks for the new fish. But what I ended up doing is every time I set up a new tank, filled it with water, put some plants in it, I ended up putting other fish in it, because I always really need empty tanks to put drops of fry in and some other stuff. So I got to, the next 4 tanks I free up, I have to leave empty, except for water and plants, because I think I'll have the new fish the end of next week. So anyway, that's that with the Santa Claus Guppies. I'll show, let's see, I can show these, I think. I don't know if we'll get enough light, but these are some young growing out of the Santa Claus Guppies that don't have any spots and don't have any problems. They're in a 10-gallon tank with some water Sprite and sponge filter. So I don't know how many's in here. I think there's about 30. So they're going to be the next generation that'll be for sale. Now I don't know if my Santa Claus Guppies are the real deal, because they so far do not get a red dorsal capped in white, and I think that's really what a Santa Claus Guppy is supposed to have. So I'll probably refer to them as something else. But anyhow, let me get over to that. I also got a nice drop of red babies in here, red Delta. So there's another tank I need to come up with. So let me get to the Santa Claus Guppies and we'll be done. And these are the Santa Claus breeder group. They're just in a 5.5 gallon tank. I have 3 males, and I think I have 6 females. 3 of the female, 2 of the females are the original group that I got, as are the males. This is a younger female. I selected her and this one because they had no spotting in the tail, and that did not develop late. That developed all along with them, the originals. So from you can see these have a decent size pec fin. They're technically a big ear strain, I think, but the pec fin is white, and the I haven't had any yet with the dorsal on the males getting red. So these are really cool looking fish. I actually like them, and I still do have some plans for some crosses in the future, but for now I'm just going to raise out the next generation and sell some, and keep some breeders for continuing the line, and also for the future when I decide to make a couple of crosses with them. So I'm trying to get a view where you can see that the pec fins are a little bit bigger than normal. So it's interesting. I mean, I've seen 2 other types of guppies that have the big ear strain, the large pec fins, that were a different color. I've seen gold ones, and I've seen a full white, and these. So they're interesting. I like them. I'm not nuts about them. I'm not going to devote more than 3 tanks to them. So it's going to be a colony bred affair with the next generation, except I'll select breeders from that and sell from the other ones I raise. But these are pretty. I definitely like them, as I said twice. And what do you call a bunch of birds that fly together? Velcros. Oof. And these jokes are getting worse. All right, I got one other thing I was going to show. This is a cross I'm working on, and it is yellow submarine, because we all live in a yellow submarine. It's Pingu males and yellow delta females. So I'm interested in that cross because my yellow deltas have platinum gene, as do these Pingus, I believe. And I'm really interested to see what kind of a cross I get. So definitely just a side thing. I don't know what I'll get. I may end up using what I get from these as another cross. But I did get some more fry from the snow white albino male to yellow delta females. So that is well on its way to showing some results, because I got, I think I got 3 drops now from them. And you can actually see this yellow submarine is a defective one. It's missing a couple of parts, and it's really not getting off the ground. But we'll see what we get out of these. They've been together, let's see, I put them together, I can't read my own writing. I don't know when I put them together. All right, I think 2 weeks ago. So if I get any fry after 2 weeks from now, it'll be from these males, we hope. But these yellow delta females were too young to have been hit, and the males they were in with were not fully developed yet. So there's not going to be too much of a way for me to tell if they were from these males until the batch of fry completely grows out and I see what they look like. So I think that'll do it, unless I throw something else on top of the video. Let's see, well, maybe I can do a quick couple of seconds on how the couple of axolotls are growing out. I'll be right back. All right, here's the 2 axolotls. They're doing great. They're kind of fully formed at this point, and they, like I said in the last video, they walk around, they swim, they kind of hover in mid-water once in a while, which is always bizarre. Just come down, look in the tank, and they're kind of hanging just in the middle of the water column, which is really bizarre. But they're doing great. I still give them some live baby brine shrimp. It's really not enough for them anymore. So I also give them some small pellets, which are like, I think they're about 1/2 millimeter size. Forget which one I'm giving them actually. I have a couple different types. But they're really cool. They're in a 5.5 gallon tank. I can leave them in 5.5 for a little while. Then I'll have to move them into a 10. And there we go. I guess they had an argument. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll be back soon with another video.